Right, now it's just at this moment they're just finishing the morning session of the second day of the Your Party founding conference. So many people are all in that, behind that curtain there, just about to come through here and get their lunch, and hopefully we'll find a lot more people there. But the main news today is that the conference has voted for collective leadership rather than individual leadership. What that actually entails is a bit confusing to me, but I think there's going to be an election in February. They're going to have a committee of like a equivalent of the National Executive Committee is going to be elected in February, and then they will resolve who this collective leadership is from sortition, apparently. The other one that was a big vote was that people can have dual membership. They can be in two parties at the same time, but these have to be ratified. Some people are saying this means that the socialist workers have taken over the Your Party. I don't really see that. I think that some of the expulsions probably didn't help if they wanted to keep the single party thing. I think people felt it was a bit controlling, and maybe they voted for the dual party because of that. But then again, only 19,000 people voted in that election, that vote there, which is really small, and it was only from 8 p.m. last night till 8 a.m. this morning. So only night owls were able to vote for this dual party vote, and that was why there was a low turnout. And look, Andrea Gilbert's here.
Hello.
And Andrea, you're going to be starting up the next debate, so you've got it easier because you're not actually firing off arguments, you're like just introducing it. So how do you feel about being in front of all those people out there?
I'm looking forward to it, and I'm actually honoured to be asked to move the debate on standing orders this afternoon. It's been a really, really good conference. We're getting a lot out of it. We're getting positive results as well. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this afternoon and seeing what we get from it, man. And
what do you think about this vote about the collective leadership? Is that something that you think? Is that something you supported? Is it something I don't even don't know what that would look like. What does it look like? Do you know anything about it?
Well, it's something new, and I feel like at the end of the day, you know, we were all here, we all took part in it, and people voted for the collective leadership. What that's going to look like at this time, I don't have a clue. But at the end of the day, it's what people voted for, and we have to come up with who's going to be running for this collective leadership, and we have to also ensure that they actually know what they're doing and they're going to represent us in the best possible way. Do you know what I mean? It's just up in the air at the minute, but a lot of people have obviously supported it, so we just have to see how it goes, Crispin. That's all we can do, mate.
I reckon it must be a response, a reaction to the kind of leadership rifty looking thing going on between Zara and Jeremy that might have been blown up by the media, but I reckon the people who voted, it wasn't that many people, but they voted for collective leadership because they just can't deal with the personality clashes, and they want to just make it not about that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Crispin. I do think that, you know, the disputes that have been taken on did play a big role in why people went for the collective leadership. I feel like they didn't also want the MPs to take over, so I feel that that pretty much played into it. And obviously with the negativity from the press as well, I feel, as you've just said, that did play a big role in it. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like people want a different direction as well. They don't want the MPs to take over and control things. So that's where we're at pretty much. Like, we just have to see where this collective leadership goes. But as it stands now, that's the route that we're taking. Is it going to work? We don't know. It's never been tested, really. We've only had co-leaderships with two people. So I can't, you know, until now, I don't know how this is going to work, how many people are going to form the collective leadership as well. That's another thing that's going to have to be discussed and debated, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I was worrying about Zara Sultana coming down here speaking, and if there had not been a collective leadership thing and it had been a leadership election coming up, her speaking here, it would have looked like a leadership speech. Now she can't do that because of the collective leadership. So in a way, that vote has saved this conference from becoming some kind of personality, Zara, Jeremy, because Jeremy's at the end. So that vote of 19,000 people, whoever you are, you saved the conference.
Yeah, I think we literally did save conference going that vote, to be honest. And, now we can focus on national issues and our local areas, especially in London, where we've got the London elections coming up. Do you know what I mean? We've got to prioritise who's going to be running, what policies we're going to be having. And in Wandsworth, where I'm from, we've also got Reform trying to make headquarters there. Do you know what I mean? On John Archer Way. And if anyone knows who John Archer is, well, he was the first black mayor elected in London in 1918. And they actually had the cheek to come recently to our area and put on a national meeting and try and push for their national meeting to become the headquarters of Reform. So that's the battles that we've got currently at the minute, Crispin.
Wow, I mean, Reform is, we're talking earlier about it, and everyone's saying the fascists are at the door and this stuff, but a lot of it is just words, and it's actually we've got to have a bit more action on it, don't we? I mean, there's a lot of words. We've got to do something to stop Tommy Robinson, but not really much going on there, really.
In our case, well, as soon as we heard about that meeting, the Stand Up to Racism mobilised with other local groups as well for a last-minute protest. A last-minute protest, we managed to get 60 people out there, and we made it clear to Reform they're not welcome in Wandsworth.
Right. So, so we've got people walking in front of the camera. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Everyone's come out. It's a big turnout, isn't it? Is it 4,000 here?
Yep, I think it's 4,000, or it could even be more, but it's been very lively in that conference room, just put it that way. And at the end of the day, the main thing is we're going to be coming out with those 4 documents, do you know what I mean, from this weekend, and then now we can go out there, mobilise, get more members within our local groups, and get out there and, fight against Reform. That's what we need to do. That's who we need to fight against. Them, Labour, Conservatives, Lib Dems, all of them. We need to be fighting against them.
Right. And I need to. Are you nervous, aren't you, about this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm going to be having a couple of cigarettes before I get on there, but I'll be fine.
Oh, okay. As long as it's just a couple of cigarettes, that's all we need.
I can't drink. I don't drink, so the cigarettes are the next best thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, enjoy those cigarettes, yeah. And I'll put your clip on the show tonight. Don't put you on any more pressure though. That you're going to be watched as well. So. Well, thank you for coming. Good luck.
Always a pleasure. Take care, everyone. Love you all.
Do you want to come and speak? Hello. I'm good, yeah. So we were speaking earlier about the youth element of this party being given more representation. But firstly, I want to ask you, because those votes came through this morning, 19,000, I think it was, voted. And although they only had 12 hours, if we had 800,000 sign-ups, and now it's 19,000 voting on something as important as dual party membership or collective leadership. What do you think about the numbers there?
Well, I mean, even some of my friends literally said, I had no idea that voting closed at 9 a.m, so they just didn't vote. And I think a lot of people are saying it wasn't very well advertised. It could have been pushed a little more, but I'm just kind of thinking at the end of the day, democracy has been carried out. Members were asked to vote. People who were engaged, involved, they were given a space to vote, and it happened. So now I think the best way forward is to just honour that. We have been given the choice if we want to accept or reject the Constitution, and honestly we haven't been told what will happen if everyone rejects it. Maybe this whole weekend would have been for nothing, who knows. But I think I think most people will accept. Yeah.
And what I mean, the thing that I was just talking to Andrea about is now that there's collective leadership.
Yeah.
My anxiety about Zara coming here and then it's becoming a leadership speech instead of the whole it being about the party. It just looked like a leadership bid if Zara speaks. Now it won't be because there's no leadership election. That's a relief, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, from the start, Zara has advocated for collective leadership. And if I'm being really honest, obviously I'm from the South. Politically, I haven't been very involved with Zara. But from what I've seen on her social media presence, she's always been very actively, advocating for the members of your party to get exactly what they're after. Like when she didn't come in yesterday because she was boycotting conference, that was because of the expulsions. That was because that wasn't democratic enough for her, so she didn't show up. On social media, she's constantly talking about what members want, and that signals to me that for her, your party is bigger than leadership, which I can really respect in someone. If that's why you're doing politics, that's the right way to do it. So I really respect her for that.
I mean, on the young people issue, she has mentioned that young people should not just be fodder for putting out leaflets and stuff and looking good on leaflets as well, or whatever. What's your view on how important it is that young people are given a central part in your party?
Well, your party has such a big opportunity to set, so to speak, the industry standard for this. Because actually, even though, some of the other parties at this point may have a lot more young people in them, I don't see any of the other parties putting a real emphasis nationally in the media on young people. And what does that mean? That means giving young people the voices to make change and the voices to be heard. I think it's so incredibly important. I mean, right now we are effectively 4 years away from a general election. That means 16-year-olds in 4 years are now 12 years old, right? Those 12-year-olds are looking for people to really choose and to shape their political view. They're looking for people to look up to, and we need to give them that. Someone needs to give them that. And it's not about shaping their worldview, it's about encouraging them to be engaged in a politics where it's not already written out. So that's what your party is. What I worry about with the other parties is that they are entrenched in rigid systems that aren't necessarily that easy to change. And your party is the complete opposite of that. As we've seen today, we're all here, normal members, debating about change. That's practically unheard of. I mean, I am a normal member that was given the stage for a couple of minutes to speak. And now I posted it, a lot of people have seen it. That's what it's about. It's about getting normal people's voices out there. And young people should be completely encouraged by the fact that their voices can be given a stage, and what they want can be made important. So that's why I think young people are so important. And that's why I think young people should have a seat on the Central Executive Committee. That's why I think we should have a youth spokesperson. None of the other major parties have a dedicated youth spokesperson, which I think is something that they're absolutely missing out on when they have such a big youth presence and not a youth spokesperson. So I absolutely believe that we should be putting an emphasis on young people from the bottom up.
How many young people do you see around in your party? Do you think that's the problem, that there aren't enough? Do you see the distribution of age is too many older people like me and others? How do you see it?
Well, when we've been organising youth and student wing of your party, and actually there's a lot of interest. I think the mechanisms have been a little bit difficult because we're not an official affiliated group yet, because obviously conference hasn't given us a single second, apart from my speech, to be anything real to be made from that. But even after my speech, people came up to me saying they wanted to be involved. That's the power of being given the mic. People are brought together. But I think I'm not really that concerned by the fact that there are a lot of older people in the party. The issue comes when different generations seem to think that they shouldn't take young people seriously. Young people shouldn't be given the mic. Young people shouldn't be given the stage because, we don't know what we're talking about. Simply being alive and living is enough to be given the mic. So I think, and we actually, the youth spokesperson and the seat on the National Central Executive Committee has been received really well by people of all generations. So we just need to continue this narrative, and that's why I've been talking about it. I've been continuously talking about it, because if it doesn't get talked about, it goes to the back of people's minds and people focus on other things. It's important to keep having this conversation. Young people should be at the forefront of the national conversation in politics, and your party is absolutely giving young people a space to do that.
Oh, brilliant. And you'll be getting more young people to watch the show, my show, Crispin, Flintoff
Absolutely.
Show, yeah?
Watch this show, people. Watch it.
Because everyone's saying that the demographics not young and more young people. So you come on and get the young people on, and I'll give you a platform, yeah?
Absolutely. So this is something for not the interview.
Don't say anything. We'll talk about it after then.
You're live.
You're live, yeah.
Hello, people. Absolutely watch this.
Yeah, right.
And the young people, absolutely.
All right.
See you later.
What? Do you want to speak? How are you doing?
I'm good.
How are you seeing this conference going? I mean, these votes this morning. What did you think about them? I'm pleased there's no leadership election now that Zara's going to speak this afternoon, and Jeremy as well, because it would just take over all the media, wouldn't it? Everyone would be saying leadership bids by the two, whereas there isn't one now because there's a collective leadership. But is that something that you're happy with?
Absolutely. I mean, the difficulty that we had during the debate on this collective leadership or one person leadership was mostly because the panel, the chairperson yesterday, didn't read the whole item on this specific part of the Constitution. Because when you read it, it's clearer on what we actually mean by collective leadership.
Well, you need to explain it to me then.
Yeah, what it means here, it doesn't mean that we don't have a leader, because people thought that collective leadership meant that we have multiple people speaking different languages on the same subject.
Right.
In fact, it meant that we have a better control on what the individual, the spokesperson, is saying. So they're saying something that we've all agree upon.
Right.
So that we don't have the kind of thing that's happening with Labour, like Keir Starmer taking on things that most or some of his MPs don't agree with. Right. So the collective leadership is there to solve that kind of problem, where you give too much power to one individual on issues that the majority within the party didn't agree upon.
Right.
And we're really, really happy that this is happening. Is a way to give more power to the people. And right. I'm really pleased that we've got to that.
And what do you think about the other, the one about that you can be in more than one party got through? Was that because of the expulsions? Do you think people were responding saying we don't like the expulsions, we don't like that kind of thing, so we're going to support? Is it a bloody nose for the people expelling people, do you think?
Absolutely. I think it was bad to come out and people to come on the stage and say they were expelled at 4 o'clock in the night while everybody is sleeping. That actually showed that there was some kind of I don't know, mismanagement, I don't know. Nobody explained why it happened and who was doing it.
Yeah.
For a party that is not even yet formed, so for somebody to be doing it, it's quite bad. But that said, when you go and see the work that was done, obviously people said the debates went on online, people were sidelined. It's something that we actually setting up. It is not going to be easy, but we're happy that finally the majority of the members voted for dual membership. And it's clear, it doesn't mean that people can go, we can accept anybody. It's not like we're going to say, okay, we'll let somebody from the far right to come and and be part of this. So it's actually clear with dual membership that we have specific parties that are allies that can be allowed to hold membership with your party. So it's very clear, and it's good that we have that, because we need a party that's open. We can have...
Some people think that, there's fears, aren't there? People get fear about, we're going to get taken over by people who have a different interest. They're from the party, they want to push their party. That is a fear of it. But I can't help thinking it was a rebellion. People were like rebelling against the expulsion. So they were saying, no, look, two fingers. There's a lot of... The people in that hall, they love when someone's confronting someone else, because we're all like that, aren't we? On our side of politics, if someone's seeming to be bullied or put down, we all go and defend them. So the best thing to have done was not expel people from another party. Absolutely,
that is just a natural human being attitude in the face of injustice. So the good thing about this party is, one thing that unites us is that we hear saying injustice anywhere is our concern. So when some people see something that's happening that feels like injustice, they react against it. But I don't think that the vote itself is overwhelmingly because of just a reactionary response, because the item itself is quite well set out. Dual membership is a way to say that we have things that we all solidly agree upon, but we can have diverse opinion on all other elements. Like, for example, as a left party, we agree that we should not change our principles when we come to foreign policy. So we can't say democracy in Britain, we can't say justice for everybody, and when we go abroad, we behave like cowboys. Yeah. We shoot and pick up what we can pick. Yeah. I would say that, for example, I'm a member of this party because it opened to that kind of justice everywhere. I'm originally from Cameroon, and Cameroon currently is led by the oldest dictator on earth, and people are all quiet about it. And Britain is one of the former colonizers of Cameroon with France. Wow. So there's a big responsibility for Britain for what happened in Cameroon and what is going on there right now. And an presidential election does happen there last month, and the old president who has been in power for 43 years. He's the longest serving president on earth. Nobody heard about him. Wow. But Cameroon is a petrol producing country. But you will see that the country exports more refugees than anything else. Yet, everybody, the British leadership is only interested in deals they can have with this old president. Yet we have to understand that when we're not concerned by injustice being perpetrated there, when we know that somebody has been elected, the current president has been elected, had to flee, and then thousands of people are in prison in Cameroon. Hundreds are dead. If I was in Cameroon right now, that's why I'm grateful to be in Britain. If I was in Cameroon right now, I would be in prison. My friends who I used to fight with, are in prison. And it is a good thing that we have an organization in Britain that is concerned with injustice everywhere, including countries like Cameroon, where Britain has a big stake, where British businessmen are making a lot of money.
So it's oil rich.
It's an oil-rich country.
How much percentage of the revenue of oil goes back to people of Cameroon?
I will tell you, the percentage and how much petrol is extracted is actually not really known, because it's only a few years ago that we even started including petrol in the budget in the Cameroonian parliament. So
it's all secret then.
So it's secret, and one thing that people don't understand is that after when the United Nations decided that countries that have colonies should abandon that, what they did, they used a different way for like neo-imperialism to deal with individuals. Like Paul Biya is just like a token for Western power. And the petrol of Cameroon, there's a contract that you call France-Afrique, that France with all his old colonies. Britain doesn't have that, but they have their own way of doing that. Whereby we have a president, when you have petrol, you talk about petrol revenue. I'm really on your topic. 70% goes to the company, foreign company.
Right.
50% go to the foreign company. 30% goes to the president, and 20% to the population. That is the deal. France-Afrique is like, if you search on that, you have a lot of information.
Wow.
And that is what helps President like Paul Biya to be in power, because those who have vested interest in petrol, they will not want to change that. So it's important that we have a political party in one of the most powerful countries in the world that is capable to say that you should stop that. Because we can't just come and say, okay, refugees are coming here. But they're coming because there are problems there. And problems that are there are caused by some individuals who are here. Multinationals.
Companies that are based in the West.
Absolutely. And there are huge scandals involving some British oil companies.
So, because I'm just thinking there's quite a few people trying to get on as well. Whereabouts are you based, and are you active in your party now?
I'm a member of your party. I'm a proud delegate, and I'm based in Warsaw.
Warsaw?
So, yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes.
Right, so I know some people in Warsaw.
What are
their names? I'll have to think about it. But nice
Not
to meet
far
you.
from Zara. Zara is MP from Coventry.
Yes.
So, yes, so it's the same area.
All right. Well, look, thank you for coming to speak.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you.
Right, Andrew.
How you doing?
So, look, what's your take on the dual party vote? I mean, it was 19,000 people who voted on it. It wasn't that many. It was from 8 p.m. till 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So it wasn't much time, and a lot of people would have been asleep. Are you pleased with that vote?
I'm happy with the result, yeah, obviously. I mean, I think the dual carding thing was crucial. I think this conference started out really badly when the Corbyn faction decided to boot out the leadership of the SWP, and we're trying to recover that mistake, and we've made a big step forward in recovering that mistake now. So I think it's important that this project unites the left, okay, and left unity is the ultimate objective here. And if we have to suck it up and admit everyone, we have to admit everyone, because the SWP is the thin end of the wedge. If they get away with knocking out them, they'll take out RS21, the Socialist Party, Revolutionary Communist Party, everyone they will take out in turn if they give them the chance. We need to draw the line right here. Everyone comes in.
What about the Zionists on the left? Should they be included?
Which Zionists on the left?
What's that one? AWL.
Oh, God, those guys, are they still around? Well, I have a problem. If they're prepared to stand...
if you're going to have that, you're going to have that.
Yeah, do I really? I think there are certain red lines. You can't be racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, or Zionist. Those are my 5 red lines. Now, if you pass them 5 tests, I'm okay. Talk about AWL afterwards.
All right, okay. And what do you think about the? I'm really pleased about the leadership vote, because it means that Zara is not going to do a leadership speech, and we'll be able to just relax. Everyone can relax. Is that right?
I'm not relaxed. Why are you relaxed?
Well, because there's no tension, and the media in there won't be pushing the Zara versus Jeremy.
Oh, they'll push that anyway. I mean, I think the joint leadership is a good thing, but I think you're just playing to the media narrative. They love this Wolfie Smith shit. I think we can just get along and have a collective leadership and a good left formation and start fighting the Tories and the Reform. and the bosses. That's what we should be doing.
All right, and have you enjoyed the conference then?
Yeah, there was a fringe meeting on union organising in the workplace. I obviously spoke at that, and that was really encouraging. There was a good speaker there from. John Hendy was there, John Hendy QC, talks about labour rights a lot. I think he lives in Cambridge. And there was a speaker from the Lviv strike, it was a housing strike in Merseyside earlier this year. And yeah, there was a speaker from the Belgian trade unions. He was very good as well. And I made a contribution about the Starbucks strike, because obviously Starbucks in America are on strike right now, right? And these loads of tattooed dreadlock baristas are actually taking on Starbucks. And the best thing is the Teamsters say they're going to sanction the strike, right? That in this country would be illegal secondary action. And so the Teamsters say, screw you Starbucks, we're not going to pick up your trash or deliver your mail to your company anymore. Now that is how you take on a multi-billion-dollar corporation. The Teamsters are going to win it for the Starbucks baristas. Illegal secondary action, solidarity in practice, winning for workers. Hell yes.
Well, brilliant. Well, thank you for your time. Well, you got a firm handshake, right? Would you like to speak? You're just a groupie. Oh, come on. Anyone else? Hey, so how you doing?
Good.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it actually. Just seeing people that we've been talking to for months on WhatsApp groups that we've never met, and so it's been for me. I mean, obviously I've seen all the controversial stuff and people moaning and all of that, but that is not the experience that I've had. I've actually really enjoyed it. But how I feel about today, I don't know, and the reason I wasn't sure whether I wanted to speak to you just now, much as I love you, is that I don't really know how I feel about it all. I feel I'm a bit of a slow processor, so I need to take it all in and listen to different opinions and different biases and then make my decision. But at the end of the day, a vote is a vote, and I think we just need to abide. The people have spoken. It's like
I've heard a couple of people saying they could not ratify the thing.
That's wise. If I'm being like the thought of walking away from this to be in exactly the same position that we were in 2 days ago, with no structures and no rules, and I don't want to do that either. But I think, I mean, you could probably describe me as the Corbyn faction if you wanted, but I'm pleased not to see a leadership battle between Zara and Jeremy, because that wouldn't have been nice to witness. I wouldn't want to see that. I'm not sure about collective leadership, because I don't know, are they going to be, are they ever going to agree? I don't know. But
I don't really know how it works, but I think that the fact we've got avoided the leadership thing. I'd rather have nothing than a two. You know, these lot in there, the media lot, they'd love that, and that now they can just say it's a shambles or something. But the other one would have just been, I think, worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so do I. It would have been very dirty. I don't want to. So yeah, I'm glad about that. And the dual membership thing. I mean, I've been completely honest. I voted for one leader, and I voted for no dual membership, being a member of only one party, because I just think that you commit. You're either in or you're out. Like, how can you commit to two? I don't know, but it doesn't matter what I think. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm a person and I have a vote. But I don't know. We'll see.
But do you think? Because I was saying to someone I spoke to earlier, if they hadn't done the expulsions, and we had those people on the stage yesterday talking about expulsions and stuff like that, and it really got the crowd going, because everyone was like, we all get behind someone who's bullied, don't we? We get behind them, so if we see an underdog, we're going to go for them. So that didn't help. If they wanted to stop the dual party, that actually worked the other way, didn't it?
I don't really agree with the way that was done, but I understand kind of why it was done, because there were so many there was so many plans going around of people talking about disrupting it and storming the blood storm. Are you coming in? Well, go on then, come on.
What would you like to say? Did you feel happy about the votes that were this morning, or not?
I mean, initially, yeah, I kind of felt a bit relieved because I knew that it's gonna stop. It's gonna simmer things a little bit. Because I thought otherwise later, if it went the other way, there'd be like anarchy or people storming the stage, or there'd still be arguments going on. So that's kind of stopped, hopefully, some of the bad press going out as well at the moment. But it remains to be seen how that works, and hopefully there isn't too much lobbying, for those executive committee places, so that it's too one-sided. Or
but is it? Someone said it's sortition that. The leadership, I'm confused. The leadership, the joint, the collective leadership's all sortition, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
He's disgusted that he's gone. I said the wrong thing. Does anyone understand the collective leadership, how it's worked out? Can you come and tell everyone, please, because I'm a bit confused. Is it sortition?
I believe that it will likely be some kind of possibly elected council, or some kind of either through sortition or either through elected some kind of sort of council. That's typically how smaller socialist parties have organised themselves. Socialist and communist parties have organised themselves. We've seen this in. We've seen this in Transform. We've seen this in the Communist Party of Great Britain Provisional Central Committee, and we've seen this in various other smaller parties as well. It typically involves a council of people that vary in their level of how visual they are, how recognisable they are.
How many people are we talking about?
It could be anything from about 5 to about 20 to more than that. But the number that's decided upon will of course be we're not sure what the final number will be, but that's we just think that it will be probably a number in between about 5 and about 20. But yeah, as a council.
Would you want to be one of the leaders? Can I? Yeah, would you want to be on there?
I would possibly consider it later on. I don't have that much experience in leadership. I do have only a small bit of experience when it comes to organising and participating. So I am certainly looking to potentially in the future for that kind of thing. But of course, you need to build up experience for these kind of things.
Well, you seem to know more than most about it, so I nominate you to be one of the leaders.
Transform have got a collective.
How many are you in there, one?
I don't know, because I'm not in Transform.
Oh,
but
right,
they
Transform.
probably have a much better idea of how collective leadership works.
I was in Transform until they're now suspended membership fees because the plan is, and I think everyone endorses it, is essentially that the party has essentially merged into this party now as following the Transform itself was a result of mergers itself between parties such as Left Unity, between the Breakthrough Party, and they merged together, and now this merged entity is now merging into this party. So essentially, what we have been seeing across the whole left of Labour politics is a concentration of smaller parties merging into bigger ones. The exact opposite the exact opposite from what has been happening throughout the last 40 years. We're seeing a reversal now into a kind of democratic socialist coalition kind of party that could possibly act as this left of Labour influence that could possibly that will enter this political stage that we've seen broaden across the from
assemble. All the different teams get together and fight. And that's what I think people need to remember. There's so many different flavours and groups. But when they come together to stop the fighting and come together solidly within the one main party, and remember who the main enemy is, and it's not each other.
Yeah.
And what I'd really like to see is this party get its own identity, because at the moment it's kind of just flavoured by different groups, and I've got affiliations to Greens, SWP, Corbyn, everybody that's kind of in the left. You can have sympathies with so many different parts of the different groups, but I want our own identity for this party, what we're working on, different cultures, new stuff coming through. Like you were speaking to a young girl earlier, and she's dead right. And we should be focusing on things like climate change more as well, and the policy that we're going to have to be working on, rather than the infighting that people think we still need to be working. Because it looks like we're all going to be a mishmash of some thing, but I don't want Corbyn or those around him like vilified, or I don't want Zara, who appeals to quite a lot of the younger generation, pushed out. We need to work together and try and find ways of working alongside each other within the main thing, but getting our own identity so people can see this is different and it appeals to me, especially the working class.
I think that that these votes have saved a lot of stress, and possibly we've got to work on this as a lesson that we've got to go away and start behaving better to each other and not have factions. This collective leadership could enable people to just wake up and stop pretending we're still in the Labour Party and it's about who wins the cake, because it's not about that, is it?
Mental, wouldn't it? If we went into a leadership battle between the two, the factions would just
split off.
Because what's happening, this is how I see it anyway, is you get there's been two camps and they've been trying to fight each other, and their interest is to be on the coattails of whoever the leader is. So they're fighting tooth and nail, because there's also, you get a job, income, position. If you're in one of those factions, you might be in the leader's office and all that kind of thing. If that's taken out, then they can only be doing this for the party and not for their own position. And a lot of the stuff that we see it's wrong with politics is people doing it for the wrong reason. And if we can stop that, and this might do it with the collective leadership, because you can't really go behind one of the collective leaders and try and dominate, get a job, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
It's what we said we'd do as well, like member-led. It's showing that we're kind of doing that. But I think the negativity in the press and being at each other needs to kind of be like a line in the sand and just try and work alongside each other, even if we don't like certain aspects. Yeah, sorry. Right.
Would you like to speak? What do you make of the votes today? Because we're just saying it's quite positive that we don't have this leadership election, possibly, that would take over a lot of people's attention, and the media would love it. What's your view on that?
I'm just hoping it will be a strength thing rather than chaotic. And the last thing we need is, say, backbiting, as there has been, and leaks and rumours. I think that has got to stop. And the collective who are leading come from a position of collegiate strength rather than, I didn't get my own way, so I'm going to have a bitch about this person.
So it could be good then. What did you think about a dual party vote, about people can be in two parties?
I'm not so sure about that. At the moment, while we're forming and gaining strength, it's not such an issue. But I think in the future, when we become more established and going towards the general election, then I've got to I think you've got to make a decision. Do you go with your party or do you go with the other party? Because sometimes I think loyalties split or, can be an issue. And also if you're coming from a very well-established party, will it take over the aims and aspirations, what your party wants to fulfil?
How have you been with the conference? How do you feel about it in general?
I'll put it as a disabled person, as soon as I've got my DPAC bit on here, as how quick it's been done from getting notification that you're a delegate to coming here was a week. I was actually in hospital. I've discharged myself to come here. And you have to organise care, a care package, a hotel and everything like that. You've got to make sure the rooms are suitable. And so coming from a point of view from access, I think there needs to be a way to go. People need to be involved in how that, because I know your friend Paula Peters wasn't able to come because she couldn't come, and Christine Tong, she's another friend of yours, she wasn't able to come because, of not having enough time to get things ready and prepared. I think that is a shame because they're just two examples who I know you know personally and have worked with, whose voice here would have been an asset.
What do you think about there's not really been much issue about disabled people in the conference as far as I can remember. Have there been any discussions on that at all?
No, I don't think there has really. There's been comments made within groups of disabled people that, they're not letting disabled people speak. But I got up there quick enough. Mind you, I was waving my lanyard around, going, me in the lilac.
Were you at the front then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They say that they didn't have the money to pay for here, or they couldn't confirm it. There were doubts whether they could get the conference at all. I mean, I was thinking it wasn't going to happen. I have to say, like a month ago, there was no sign that anything was being done, so I actually thought it's not going to happen. And then it was very kind of last minute.
Well, I think it's done excellent in the very short space of time then, the week or so, 2 weeks. But I hope the next one is probably a bit better organised. And I think now they've done this one, it will be. Get the first elections out the way, next May. Get some candidates up there standing, at least get the name on the ballot sheet sort of thing, and see how we go. We've got, in Birmingham, we've got big issues with our council. I mean, me personally, I want them out, all of them. Especially the cabinet, I want them cleared out completely, and all your party and independent candidates taking over who care about the people in Birmingham and against the cuts and making a stand for the city. Getting in the £1 billion of overpayment that our incompetent council has made regarding the pensions, and sort of looking at social care, looking at education. Children who go to special schools, for example, have lost their transport, losing days of their education. This can't happen. It's 2025, almost 2026. It can't happen. It's got to stop.
Well, thank you for coming to speak, and let's hope the next conference is better organised and more time is spent on that. And obviously we've got to work out the issues as well, because we've only really just done the constitution. It's not really gone into the manifesto or something.
I think is missing is anything economic, anything around budgets, anything around where we're going to get the money, what we're going to stop, you know, what we are about financially and economically as a party. It's great having principles and having a principle stand, and then we've got to get an economic policy to fit those principles. I think that's been missing.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of stuff a lot of meat on the bones we need to sort out. What's going on? Are they starting again now? Are they? Yeah, I think we'd better wrap up because they're going to start again. There wasn't much of an interval there. Hi, Catherine. How are you doing? Yeah. Good to see you. Right. So you've been here both days then? Yeah, right. Well, I don't think we've got much time to. Are you going to be able to speak at the end? At 5 o'clock? Oh, right. Okay. Oh, that's good. Oh, right. All right. So we're going to finish this live stream and come back about 5 o'clock because yeah, people are going back in now, I think. All right. See you later. Oh, hiya.